Dear students, today we are going to see performance measurement. We know that performance measurement is a process of collecting, analyzing, and reporting information regarding the performance of an individual, group, organization, system, or component. We know that it is a process of collecting the information, analyzing the information, and reporting the information for the purpose of evaluating the performance of an individual, group, component, organization, etc. We know that performance measurement is a must, with which only we can know whether the performance was efficient or inefficient, if there is any improvement to be required, etc. Okay. Moulin defines the performance measurement with a forward-looking organizational aspect. According to him, the process of evaluating how well organizations are managed and the way in which they deliver value to the customers and other stakeholders. So, how well the organizations are being managed and how they deliver value they deliver, or how they deliver value for whom? For the customers and other stakeholders. What is the way in which organizations are being managed, and what about their contribution to the employees, stakeholders, and consumers regarding the value. There are two types of performance measurement. That is financial performance measurement and non-financial performance measurement. Financial performance measure means measuring the performance of investment, how the investment was undertaken, whether the investment was good or bad. Okay. What are the tools of performance, financial performance measure? Among that, first one, return on investment. You have already been studied in management accounting in the fifth summer. ROI, return on investment. It is the performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency of an investment. What about the investment? Investment decision was good or bad? What is the return received on the investment? With which we can measure the efficiency of the investment, or we can measure the different investments or compare the efficiency of different investments. Okay. So what is the formula? ROI is equal to profit before interest and tax divided by capital employed into 100. So what is the return received on the capital employed? For example, 10 lakh was the capital and the rate of return rupees 1 lakh. So 1 lakh divided by 10 lakh into 100. That means we got 10% rate of return on the investment. Okay. Second one, residual income. Residual means balance or remaining income. So it is excess income generated over and above the minimum rate of return. What is the excess income generated above the minimum rate of return? It is a difference between net profit before tax and minimum rate of return expected on the capital employed. So residual income is equal to net profit before tax minus capital employed into minimum rate of return. Clear? So net profit before tax minus capital employed into minimum rate of return, expected minimum rate of return. Okay, that means operating income minus average operating asset. What is the operating asset into minimum rate of return? Clear? So residual means remaining income. What is the remaining income received over and above the operating profit? Next one, EVA. EVA means economic value added. What is the economic value added by the investment? So it is the difference between accounting profit over and above the minimum rate of return, that is capital employed. So any surplus generated from operating activities over and above the cost of capital or over and above the WACC is called EVA. So EVA measures the profit by deducting cost of capital employed from the accounting profit. So net profit after tax minus capital employed into WACC. What is the minimum weighted average cost of capital? So the income over and above the weighted average cost of capital is called EVA. So one same formula, EVA is equal to net operating profit after tax minus total capital employed into WACC. WACC means weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so you are given a problem. Net operating profit after tax 33 lakh 80,000. Capital employed 13 lakh. WACC 5.6%. So what is the EVA? EVA is equal to 33 lakh 80,000 net operating profit after tax minus WACC into capital employed. So 13 lakh into 5.6%. Then we will get 33 lakh 7,200. Here we have given a problem. Revenue account, that is given in rupees 1000. Project advisory fees revenue 2 lakh, expenses 1 lakh, operating income 1 lakh. Okay, the company has total investment of 3 crore. 2 crore is through equity, 1 crore is through debt. Cost of debt 8%, cost of equity 10%, tax rate 30%. Calculate EVA. So first we have to calculate economic net operating profit after tax. So you are given operating income 1 lakh. 1 lakh minus tax 30%. Then we will get operating profit after tax is equal to 70,000. That means 7 crore. Capital employed 3 crore. What is the proportion? 2 is to 1. 2 by 3, 1 by 3. Then we have to calculate WACC. WACC is equal to specific cost into proportion. Clear? Then add here. So KDA into D by V plus KE into S by V. എന്നിട്ട് രണ്ടും കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. KDB എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഡെറ്റ് ആഫ്റ്റർ ടാക്സ്. 8% ബിഫോർ ടാക്സ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ അസ്യൂം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതിൽ നിന്ന് 30% ടാക്സ് പോകും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 8ൻ്റെ 70% അല്ലേ. 30% ടാക്സ് പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 8% ബാക്കി 70% ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എത്ര വരും? 5.6% വരും. ഓക്കെ, സോ 5.6% ഇൻറ്റു 1/3 പ്ലസ് KE കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇക്വിറ്റി എത്രയാണ്? 10%. അതിൻ്റെ പ്രൊപ്പോർഷൻ 2/3. സോ വി വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് 5.6% into 1/3 plus 10% into 2/3. Then we will get 8.54 is the WACC, weighted average cost of capital. Then EVA is equal to net operating profit after tax minus capital employed into WACC. So net operating profit after tax 70,000, that means 7 crore into 1,000 add ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ 7 crore. So 7 crore minus 3 crore into 8.5 crore. So 7 crore minus 25 lakh 62,000. Then we will get 6 crore 74 lakh 38,000. അത്രയാണ് വാല്യൂ ആഡഡ്. So it is the value added over and above the minimum WACC, weighted average cost of capital. Next, cash flow. ഇത് നിങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചതാണ്. Cash flow is a statement performing the measuring the performance of cash generating capacities. What about the cash inflows and cash outflows? Okay, cash flow and cash outflow. What are the inflows and outflows? It measures the difference between cash inflows and cash outflows, whether receipts are high or payments are high. Okay, so we know that cash flow means change. Cash flows are up to 3 types: cash flow from operating activity, cash flow from investing activity, and cash flow from financing activity. Operating activity means purchase and sale of goods and services. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇൻഫ്ലോയിന് ഔട്ട്ഫ്ലോ കുറയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ സെയിൽസ് ഇൻഫ്ലോസ് അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സെയിൽസ് അതിന് ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് എക്സ്പെൻസസ് കുറയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നതാണ് ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് ക്യാഷ് ജനറേറ്റഡ് ഫ്രം ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി. ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഈസ് കൺസേൺഡ് വിത്ത് പർച്ചേസ് ആൻഡ് സെയിൽ ഓഫ് non current asset or purchase and sale of fixed asset. Clear? Financing activity is concerned with the purchase and sale of securities. Okay, so there are 3 types of cash flows: cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, cash flow from financing activities. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇൻഫ്ലോ ആണ് ഔട്ട്ഫ്ലോ ആണ്, റെസീപ്റ്റ്സിന് പേയ്മെൻറ്റ്സ് കുറയ്ക്കും. ദെൻ ഇത് മൂന്നൂടെ നമ്മൾ ആഡ് ചെയ്യും. ക്യാഷ് ഫ്ലോ ഫ്രം നെറ്റ് ക്യാഷ് ഫ്ലോ ഫ്രം ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി, നെറ്റ് ക്യാഷ് ഫ്ലോ ഫ്രം ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി, നെറ്റ് ക്യാഷ് ഫ്ലോ ഫ്രം ഫിനാൻസിങ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി. Then we will get whether there is surplus or a deficit, whether there is surplus cash or deficit cash. If there is surplus cash, then company has to decide where this surplus cash is to be invested. If there is deficit, then company has to decide from there funds are to be raised. Okay, so these are the 4 measurement of financial performance. First one ROI, second one residual income, third one EVA, economic value added. അത് പ്രോബ്ലം ചോദിക്കുന്നതാണ്. Then fourth one cash flow statement. Remaining portion we will see later on.